13 long years at an end. Hi, I'm Debbie. Vybz Kartel Tastes Freedom again after the Court of Appeal's unanimous decision not to retry him for murder. The DJ is strolling out of GP Wednesday and into a limo. Fans cheering from the sidelines.
The news was either going to be what he would have prayed to hear or the start of yet another dragged-out process with an uncertain outcome. The government of Jamaica versus Gaza Don and dancehall dark star Vybz Kartel, the stuff of high drama from the get-go. From the missing shoes and the never-located corpse supposedly cut up fine, to the crazy roller coaster ride that ensued. But 13 years after the fact, Vybz Kartel now a free man. He must know, he must be thrilled. What's the very latest?
Well, the very latest is a smile. It starts with a smile. He's elated.
All three members of the Court of Appeal signing off on the final decision. Fairness, cost, medical and psychological factors, as well as time spent and the possibility of more piled on, etc., trumping reasons for a retrial, including what the court's president said was the current prevalence of murder in Jamaica. Kartel's redemption also a feather in the cap for his attorney, Isaac Buchanan.
The justice system works. It works. The Constitution is what works. And as long as judges, prosecutors, defense attorneys, citizens, and everybody, all actors respect the Constitution, I can tell you it works. And this is evidence of it today. No matter what was said in the court of public opinion, justice prevailed, and that is why the men are free. Okay. It was a horrible trial.
Is it safe to assume that there are many cases decided by the Jamaican courts that would have been thrown out by the Privy Council if the appellants had the resources to appeal all the way to the Privy Council?
I'm glad you asked me that, Anthony, because the starting point right now as I'm talking to you is what we call the Innocence Project. In the works is funding from outside institutions and nations. The world at large is concerned about the possibility that men are languishing in prison.
Initially, a low-key reaction on the outside of the court building, downtown Kingston, but as you see, people are starting to react. The word is spreading. Vybz Kartel has been acquitted by the Court of Appeal and he's now a free man. Pro-cartel pockets gathering earlier in the afternoon, dwarfed by the throngs present for his conviction back in 2011. However, a lot's changed since then. Many now moving to a different beat, but the world boss continuing to loom large in the popular culture consciousness. And Wednesday's news, finally what they wanted to hear.
I'm feeling great. I mean, I flew all the way from England just to be here today, and it's a great victory for the Gaza fans. It's very big everywhere in the world. So for this to happen today, it's a great victory for dancehall itself.
Everybody deserves a second chance. Only for people the worst than that are still there road. But Kartel doing time, I am for learn right now. I know I say, yeah, certain friend, like a certain friend. Kartel to the real back.
Watch your enemy then, please. World boss will love you. Watch your enemy again.
At the rickety General Penitentiary, Kartel's home for much of his time spent behind bars, frantic preparations in motion to let him out without it becoming a mob scene. Tower Street cordoned off and heavily armed cops and soldiers lining the road. Buchanan in and out repeatedly. A woman linked to Kartel amongst those waiting. At length, the DJ emerging from GP to chairs. Tummy a bit bloated, a sign perhaps of the medical condition often cited by his lawyer. At any rate, not the man many would have remembered from more than a decade ago, but clearly thrilled at his change of fortune after 13 long years, even beneath the orange bandana. A hug from a friend and the waiting female, then off to a packed limo, media desperate for a word, before being whisked off past overjoyed fans. Kartel later posting with producer TJ, whom he credited as a dependable supporter. Also, this telling pic, minus shades. The moment some hoped for and others thought would never happen, now a reality. Kartel may have been acquitted, but the court of public opinion remains divided. His next moves sure to be followed closely by his detractors as much as his fans. And yes, whilst Kartel's prolific musical output was only slowed, hardly ended by incarceration, his release already comes with a new EP titled First Week Out.
If it clap, turn it, I do it work. Not a day that earth on top of this earth. Now me jeans and shirt, me grab a sneakers, but you feel that work a lot of Chris girl. She said